all ready to go, I'm going to shoot you guys on over to Shmumbler with Silent Hill Homecoming. Take it away.
Good morning, SGDQ.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm Shmumbler, and this is going to be Homecoming. So let's go ahead and get this started. Actually, whoops. That is a bad habit of mine. But I forgot I need to change my costume.
Because we had an incentive, did we
an idea
not?
on what completed that?
Couple of
Yes, we did.
incentives.
All right. I think it was the Boogeyman costume,
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure it was Bogeyman. People want to see that big helmet on Alex.
All right. Classy choice. So just a head start on that. The costumes in this game, they don't really make any difference as far as the gameplay goes. Doesn't change. No, I don't. There we go. Okay, but yeah, making sure we actually pick the costume this time.
All right, you ready for that donation choice for costume? Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like. Let me just check here. Oh, I think check the main one. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, it's Bogeyman. I already know. I got the feeling.
Pretty sure it is. I just want to double check. All right.
If it's not, we're restarting again. But I'm
Bogeyman
pretty
Alex
sure it is.
with $350. So we'll
Sweet
be
action.
seeing that Bogeyman.
Yeah, pretty sure it was. Yeah, pretty sure it was gonna be the Boogeyman. Seems to be very popular for some reason.
Everyone that donated for that, thank you. You picked the best choice.
Starwin was so thrilled.
Oh, hands down.
I'm totally sold right now.
But anyway, like I was saying with this, the costumes don't really make a whole lot of difference gameplay-wise. They don't change your hitbox or anything. It's purely cosmetic. Except for this one. It still doesn't affect any of the clipping, but the pyramid head is so big. It makes it a little difficult to see what I'm doing.
As well as speaking of the donation incentives, do you want to be keeping a lookout on which ones will be winning the ending choice?
Hey, wait.
Yep. So, let's see.
Don't leave me.
Once we get to the prison section, I'll give a heads up on that, but that's when
Sounds
we'll
all
need to
good.
close
And as
that.
a quick reminder for that, currently UFO is leading with $839, while Good Ending is following remotely closely with $140. As well, anything can still catch up at this point, and we have until then. So keep those donations rolling.
No, not yet.
All right, well, no, not yet. It's going to start when I do the first input on this QuickTime event. So I'll count us down on that. So 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right.
Homecoming. Well, hello, GDQ.
Yes.
Yeah, so this game is definitely one of the black sheep, other than Downpour in the Silent Hill franchise. But as far as the speed game goes, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of quirky stuff, like right out the gate, taking advantage of the fact that your momentum gets conserved when you're going into cutscenes lets me go to this keypad right away instead of waiting for a couple
And that
seconds.
keypad right there is a little rough. It's very easy for the game to be like, no, you totally didn't hit a button. So you got to be very precise on that
yeah.
keypad.
You know, it's real bad when you lose a run within the first 10 seconds
Yeah.
just because the keypad doesn't want to cooperate.
And then you have to watch that cutscene for 2.5 minutes that you can't skip. So
Yeah,
Right.
there's a couple of cutscenes you can't skip in this game, and so happens the first one you can't. That's really annoying.
yeah, it's the very first one.
It's really front-loaded on that, too.
Yeah, I was about to say, they all
Most
seem
of
to
the
happen up
cutscenes you can't
front. Yeah.
skip.
By the way, for anybody wondering, I saw somebody in chat say couch shout out. I am AnEternalEnigma here on the virtual couch.
And I am Starwin, also on the virtual couch.
Very comfortable, very familiar to me.
Oh yeah. Looking to my right, I can see you right there.
Yeah, I know.
Visualize it.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, so on this couch, you got yourselves pretty much 3 of the top 5 homecoming runners. So it's really great to have these two with me.
And it's
we're
great to
happy
be here. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Starwood in particular has been a hell of a thorn in my side for this world record.
Yeah, they go back and forth, and I'm over here like, hey, can I have world record for like 15 seconds? That's all I want. I just want 15 seconds,
Yeah.
and you guys can play ping pong with it again.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Not to undermine Enigma's contribution to all of this. He was my main competition for a long time when I first started off. Had a few exchanges with him as well.
That's what
Here
makes
we're coming up on our first little bug or glitch.
bug. I get it. That's real funny.
Ah, clever wordplay. But yeah, to
Yeah,
kind of.
so-
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was going to say,
These
just
bugs,
to kind of jump on, like this run's changed since you've last seen it. This is one of the first things that have changed.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so typically before we would want to try to avoid those bugs. Now I'm just sitting there waiting for one of them to attach to me so I can just drop down the ledge like that. And what happens there is you're supposed to have like a 5-second animation where you drop down from the ledge. Getting the bug attached to you, you can use the QuickTime prompt, that B button, and hit that the exact same time you hit the A button for the ledge, and it'll cancel out both animations. Saves about 5 seconds, like I said. Not huge, but considering we can't really do any of the major clips in this area, it's a huge benefit.
When I'm just thinking, were you the one that found that, by the way? I can't remember.
I sure am,
Okay,
and
well,
let
yeah.
me tell you, that was fun.
Yeah,
I was sitting, lurking in, I think, Enigma's channel, and was just playing this semi-casually, semi-speed run, and I accidentally fat-fingered the A and B button there and discovered it completely by accident.
Just,
I was
just-
gonna
just to make
say-
it clear, I don't find any of this stuff. It's people like Shmumbler and Starwin and Canine Dreams, Wildest. I'm just playing the game. I just follow their lead.
Yeah, this was
Oh, yeah.
this was like before you were starting to run the game too. So
Yeah,
already
back
finding
when it
tech.
took me over an hour to finish.
So right here, you're gonna see this a few times since this is all bosses. These conversation segments. There's usually 2 choices, sometimes 3. There's going to be a choice that is quicker than all of them just because it has shorter dialogue. So right there, he's just smashing Y. You know, you get some kind of context of the story, but it's really not important.
Oh, shoutouts to the QuickTime events in this game. If you do them too quickly, you fail them.
Yes.
Smashing
Absolutely.
too hard will cause you to die.
We were so overcome with the beginning of this run. I don't think any of us neglected to mention the genius of this game, starting with a QuickTime event. That's literally your first
Yes.
input in the Silent Hill game is a QuickTime event. Just genius.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, if you ever speedrun this game, and you start mashing A at the very beginning, if you don't hit 7 seconds every single time,
Reset.
reset. Because your inputs got dropped because you mashed too fast.
Yep.
Yep.
So Alchemilla, this is like the first area. This is, you know, a very popular location in the Silent Hill series. Probably you didn't see any of the cool stuff that you're about to see. This is actually one of the slower parts of the run. But from here on out, it's about to get really insane.
Yeah, it takes a little while for this game to get going, but when it does,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah, this part of the
Also,
game.
this is an unskippable cutscene too here.
Yeah, so like this is what I was saying. Like this game is front loaded with a whole lot of unskippable cutscenes, but there's cutscenes later you can skip. We don't really know why. There's no real rhyme or reason as to why they did that. It's just sort of a design thing, and it can be really excruciating to sit through some of these scenes. But let's be honest, it's it's not like somebody stuck a knife in your face.
The classic.
Perfect timing, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
But yeah, we still got a little while to sit through Travis Grady's cameo here. So, Ecdycis, if you want to hit us with a donation.
Yes.
Gladly will. We have $50 from NGC Bassman saying, "Congrats to all the people that make an event like this possible. Awesome event." As well, we have $10 from Blue Penguin 26 saying, "Audio cues, who needs them? Shmum doesn't. With his insane and unintentional quiet run, even when every other runner uses audio. Good luck, dude, and don't miss those clips. Hashtag bad dream."
Yeah, so that's talking about a segment later on in the game before we get to our second boss where you're kind of just completely blind, can't really see where you go. But whenever I'm playing this game, I don't have any game audio going, so I've had to learn how to use just the weird sparks in the background to tell if I'm actually making progress.
I, for one, use audio cues for that segment.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you can hear your footsteps, but I cannot.
So this is Alex returning home. This is his homecoming, per se. Now returning to his lovely home. This is not Silent Hill. I just want to make that very clear. We are not in Silent Hill. We are in Shepherd's Glen.
Yeah, and I just want to tell everybody that if you think this is going to be a normal run based on what you just saw, we just picked up a gun. And when you pick up a gun in this game, it is time to let all heck break loose, as you're about to see.
Yep, so we're going to go ahead and just clip through the wall here, drop down out of bounds. We're in the kitchen, which is not loaded at this time, but just, casually going out the back door.
Yeah, easy.
That alone skips about 2 minutes. Yeah. All right, and now we're going into the cemetery, and this is this is a fun part. We're coming up on what pretty much all of the community loves to refer to as the pillar climb.
Oh boy, the pillar climb.
Yeah.
Of all the clips in this game, it's the most unreliable, inconsistent. And you'll get to see it. I did manage to fiddle around with it a couple weeks ago and find
What's that guy doing?
a way that's pretty consistent. We'll see how lucky I get with it.
I remember you saying something, and I've stepped away from this game for a couple of months, so there's going to be a handful of things I haven't even seen, so I'm kind of excited to see this.
Yeah, so we're going to use the knife here.
I've done this.
And when you switch from the knife to the pistol, it pushes your hitbox forward a little bit. And now I'm going to look straight down, move forward, and look up very slowly, because it turns out if you look slowly up, it has a better chance of shoving you up on top of the pillar like
There it
that.
is.
And there is my guaranteed pillar climb.
So right here, he's not able to move forward like traditionally with like the left stick. He's actually doing what they call gun walking. So he's just aiming and letting go of aim. Since when you do aim, Alex gets pushed forward. And this is also one of the primary reasons why we're able to clip through walls in general.
Yep. But all of this stuff, this is kind of the sketchy clips in the game. Be ready, because as soon as I pick up a shotgun, that's where everything just goes crazy.
Man. So back in the day, and this is probably what, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, we only had one particular method of clipping. Well, since one of our community members, Wildest, showed up, found out a different way of clipping that just made a lot of things possible in this game.
Yeah, and he just literally showed up out of nowhere.
No, he's just like, hey, I've been clipping this way for years. I'm like, what?
I know, right? And just turned everything upside down. While we're on that subject, shout outs to UFO Techie, by the way. He ran this at home. He ran this at GDQX at TwitchCon last year. And this run has considerably changed since Techie did that, what was it, 11 months ago? And Wildest was a big part of that with some of these different little techniques.
So right here, you're not supposed to be back here. Also, shout outs to the easiest and dumbest puzzle in the world.
Yeah.
You'd have to go inside. You'd have to get an axe to get into the hotel to get a key to come out here. But that takes time, and we want to save time. So we decide to clip. through this fence. And this series of clips right here, these first two, are kind of finicky. Definitely have to use the knife clip in order to like set all these up.
Yep. This these first clips in the hotel area, they're easily the hardest clips in this category.
Yeah, they are very tough.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Like you can see, I should be through by now. Oh, there we go.
There you go. You can see he gets a little pull and the screen will start shaking. And what he's going to try to do is get to the left. Well, I usually try to go to the left where the gate door is. I don't know if that's changed. I could be wrong.
No, it's just I need to be pulled a little farther into the fence before I go over. Otherwise, it'll
Okay.
push me out. So this is looking good. Now I just need to get over. There we go.
Nice.
Got it.
Then just let go of aim, and usually it'll push you through right there. It's gonna be a slow push, but it's gonna be
There it
guaranteed at this
is.
point.
Yeah. The best way to describe this to anybody that may be just bewildered by what you're seeing is it's almost as if you have to manipulate the physics in the game to grab the character and pull you through things because of the way it works. I just learned this a few months ago, and by the way, shout outs to my couch buddy here, Starwin, who sat down with me in the practice room at AGDQ for hours that one day to help me learn this, and then a few months later all those strats changed. So but it was amazing. But that's the best way I can describe it to anybody that may not know or understand what you're watching. Like, you have to get the physics to grab the character almost.
If anybody wants to learn this game, we will teach you. If you see us at GDQ, be like, I'd like to learn this. Pretty sure we'll teach you.
It's easier to teach now too.
It's so much easier.
It sure is. So you see me jump across the gap here to grab the key to that gate that I already clipped through. That's because if I don't grab that and just hit the elevator button, the game crashes 100%.
And can we just talk about game crashes real quick? We're doing all these clips, all these sequence breaks, and the game handles it just fine. And this is one of the rare instances where the game breaks, like actually how it's supposed to, and it's pretty surprising.
Yeah, it's funny because like all of the main dialogue choices that determine your ending, you can skip all of them, literally every single one, and the game will just default to the negative choice.
Comes the best enemy in the game, the scissor legs.
Also, fun fact there, I don't know. Oh, damn. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. Gonna be a little awkward.
We don't need elevators.
Oh, I fell. All right, cool, no problem. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill myself.
So right there, that's kind of like think of it like the Ninja Turtles 2 game for the NES, where you're going up the elevator and you have to fight a bunch of enemies. That's pretty much what was happening here. Had to fight a few of the scissor leg enemies, and then the elevator would go down. But shmumbler was trying to do a clip to where he can just immediately go where he needs to go without fighting them. And if that will sometimes happen where you don't get the clip, you don't get the pull all the way out of the elevator door. And it's not a big deal because look where we're at.
It takes you right back to where you were, so.
It's a beautiful thing that if something goes wrong in the game, you can just void out and
just
pretty much be back where you were.
Yeah. And the nice thing too is, I mean, the elevator clip saves like 2 minutes anyway, so if you do fail it the first time, it's not really a big deal.
For sure, yeah.
And on that topic, in case anybody's wondering, this game is measured by real time because unlike all those robust result screens that you saw in the original first 4 Silent Hill games by the wonderful Team Silent, Silent Hill Homecoming tells you exactly nothing about your playthrough when you complete it. It doesn't tell you how long it took, doesn't tell you anything, so you have to time it on your own. So.
Yeah, it's Homecoming and Shattered Memories are the only 2 that don't have in-game.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna try to clip in.
Do it.
On the higher level. Yeah.
That being said, do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah.
All right, we have $50 from Sam saying,
Hey.
So glad to see Homecoming finally make it into a major GDQ event after all these years. Thank you for finally bringing us home, Shmumbler. Donation unofficially goes to Old Church Boost. Officially goes to Runner's Choice.
Sam was one of the OGs of this game, formerly known as Dead Robots. Man, Like, one of the main reasons why I picked up this game was because of Sam. Sam and Parallax. Those are two of the super OG runners of this game. So thank you for that donation, Sam. And hopefully you pick up this game again.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I always push for is more competition, and Sam was one of the people to beat back in the day.
And here's the other thing is, I think this is the problem I think Sam has is the not having the right hardware to be able to play this game, because believe it or not, the fastest version of this game is on the Xbox One. The PC version is terrible. The PS3 version is terrible. It's practically unplayable. If you want to speedrun this game, you have to run this on an Xbox One if you want to do any kind of competition.
Yeah, Silent Hill Homecoming's PC port is one of the most historically bad PC ports in history.
Can we also talk about how it's $40 still to this day?
It's the only Silent Hill that Konami puts on sale on Steam. Can't get 2, 3, or 4, but you can get Homecoming, and when it's not on sale, its suggested retail price is $40 US.
Oh man,
this is not wanting to work.
Yeah, some of these little clips can do this, especially some of these early ones. There's one that we'll see upcoming in the prison where I can sit there for 2 or 3 minutes, but then on another run it'll just go through instantaneously.
Yeah, this game is notorious in the community for having a mind of its own. There'll be, like Enigma just said, there'll be a clip that you'd be trying to do forever in one run, and then the next run you get it first try. It's just how it is sometimes.
That's why shmumbler gave this a very generous estimate, because some of this stuff can happen.
Yeah, at this point I think I'd be fine even if it kicked me out and dropped me. Just needs something to happen.
If worst comes to worst, you probably could just maybe gun walk out and then fall and then reset and then just do it the traditional way. It'd be
a safe thing to do.
Could be a safe thing.
Yeah, actually this wall is, I tried to do that a little bit earlier and it was having none of it. It wants me to stay.
Okay. But maybe you have time for another donation while shmumbler tries to get through this notorious wall.
Sounds like a plan. Well, we have a few here so far. Mentioning you specifically, shmumbler. We have $5 from Brosef saying, "Hey shmumbler, congratulations making into SGDQ 2020. You're my favorite horror and suspense game streamer, and I cannot wait for another horror/suspense run at the next GDQ. Good luck and keep working on that melee only run. #bad dream."
There we go. All right, I'll take that.
Hey.
Okay.
We'll just do it the normal way.
Which is not, like I said, it might look like he's losing a lot of time. Trust me, it's the estimate he has is very generous.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
It's not. This can do that. Hopefully this is the only one that it does it on.
For sure, yeah. And like we said, the hotel clips are notoriously some of the harder ones to do.
Because at the end of the day, we have to all remember that we are breaking the game. So sometimes the game can not cooperate, ironically enough, with that. So
For sure.
the game remembers
it's
that
not even wanting to give me the clip down here now.
it
See, this is
remembers
what we're saying earlier. When he fell, he got out of bounds super quick, and then
Immediately,
right here, it's like,
right here. There.
Yeah, that's normally how it is there too.
There you
That
go,
wall is
yeah.
really thin.
So now you're gonna get to see the shmumbler fight all these scissor legs.
And I think they're all in scripted positions, right? They all
Yes.
show up in the same spot. Yeah.
So
Yes.
the first one is actually 50-50.
Is it really?
It
Oh,
is.
is
It
it?
can go to the right instead.
You're joking. No way.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. That's why I always equip the knife here. That way I don't have to figure out which direction it's coming from. I can just hold the knife ready and it'll auto aim me.
I'm speechless. I always thought it was. Because I always thought it was left, right, center, left, right. Like that's how I've always remembered it. But
It seems like that's how it normally is, but yeah, sometimes it's just this one will pop over to the other side.
that's silly. So right here, we should also talk about why this is New Game Plus, and it's obviously because of the laser pistol that he is holding. The laser pistol just does 1,000,000 damage to everything, so fighting bosses isn't going to be as challenging as it would be like in a New Game run. But the main reason a lot of the New Game Plus categories are way more popular is just because you can get the laser pistol immediately. So it's like 8 minutes into the run, you can start doing clips. If you were doing like 80% New Game, you'd have to take the time to do the game just traditionally until you get to Curtis, and Curtis would give you a pistol. And after that, then you can start doing clips, and that's when the game will start, breaking. And that's what, like maybe about 15, 16 minutes into the run. So
Yeah. That is
All right, so pretend I clipped through that elevator door.
Dude, great.
Well done.
That was beautiful.
All right.
So this would be the hotel dungeon, and this is the door that we can't get through without a key. But remember, walls are just merely a suggestion in this game. Also,
Yeah.
this is a method that you had figured out too. It makes it more consistent. That used to be
That
way
used to be a
harder
pain.
than what we just saw, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that clip is kind of a joke now. But it used to be really hard. You'd get stuck in that wall quite often.
There was the main reason that was so difficult was that we would be clipping in between two walls, and sometimes you'd get stuck in between the two, kind of like what happened with shmumbler with the elevator. And sometimes you get pushed through the floor, and it's incredibly hard to get out. Hey, it's Mayor Bartlett. How's it going?
Making a point.
Yep. So Mayor Bartlett's our first person to meet. We're going to be fighting the monster that's born from his son. Unfortunately, he's a little long-winded too. This is the fastest dialogue tree, and it's already a good solid minute and a half of talking.
Do a good job of protecting your own son, did you?
Yeah. Pro tip for this game: if you want them to stop talking as early as possible, just be mean to them.
I've done the best I could for him.
Which is the opposite of Downpour.
I bought him anything he
Downpour,
wanted.
you're
yeah.
nice.
Cost.
Do we not talk about Downpour? Okay, sorry.
I mean, we can. It's fine.
Okay, all right. Well,
It's fine.
All right, so here's Sepulcher. It's a big tree monster. Thing is, laser pistol is really OP, so goodbye.
yeah.
Oh, there goes. Axe to the head.
Yeah, we weren't kidding. It's really overpowered. So yeah, that
Yeah,
was our first.
using that axe.
Our first boss.
Using that axe that I didn't even pick up.
What do you mean? You've always had the axe.
Oh, this part's great.
Oh man.
So, yeah,
Here comes
This will be a great time for donations
Yeah.
because I'm literally going to be sitting here for a straight minute
sure.
waiting for Wheeler.
Sounds like a good time. We have a few as well. We have $20 from Friendly Frankenstein saying, I see that place in my restless dreams. Silent Hill? Good luck with Alex's unfortunate spring break back home. We have $10 from Demonic Robots saying, Hey everyone, so glad to see an amazing horror game speedrun able to be shown with some of the best running the game, on the couch, and hosting. You all are awesome. Thanks for helping make this event awesome. We have $30 from Takara84 saying, putting in my annual Silent Hill run donation. This run has been a blast to watch so far. Good luck on the rest of it.
Dead? Shit.
We have $100 from Maniaville.
Right now.
I'm just trying to find my brother, okay? I thought the mayor might know something.
We have $10 from M. Shu saying, Good luck on your run, Shmumbler. The Silent Hill community is cheering you on.
Kill a man.
I didn't kill anybody.
that we are.
Then what happened to Mayor Bartlett?
It was some
So,
kind of creature. But worse than the
Wheeler
others.
is probably one of my
Came to
favorite
life out of the
characters in this game,
goddamn tree.
even though he's by
That's what
far the
killed him.
slowest.
No,
he
that's
has
the
the
truth.
best dialogue.
He is the best character in this
You've seen
game.
the creatures too.
He is amazing.
We should get moving. I'm not
I love
to stay
Wheeler.
here anymore.
So now we're in the, I guess, the sheriff's station. Alex just explaining that the mayor was killed by some spooky monster, and Wheeler's like, "Oh, I've seen some of those. You're not lying." So he's gonna take us back to his office so we can get our weapons back. But right now, this is kind of like an auto scroller. Just kind of watching Wheeler slowly open doors, casually walking, except for one room where he likes to run to a door, which I wish he would do that all the time, but he doesn't.
Yeah. And fun fact about Wheeler in this section, if you are not right up on him, sometimes you
Yep.
will not be registered as close enough for him to continue.
Oh, we ain't going that way. Nope. There's a bunch of spooky monsters that way. We're going this way.
Yeah.
For the spooky
Also,
Hold up. I got
another shout out to Deputy
Listen, I
Wheeler.
think I know someone that can help us out.
According to Alex, he's got the best shoes.
What are those? What are those?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this game has the same kind of thing as the other Silent Hills, where Alex will look at important items, and for whatever reason, in this particular spot, Alex decides that Wheeler's shoes are just the most important thing.
He has some cool shoes though.
Come on. The exit is this way.
I mean, what at this point, why not? I mean, why not?
And here's a new enemy. And these are schisms that just have like axes for heads.
Oh, are we going to see the flying chair here?
Come on, chair.
Maybe.
Come on, chair.
Oh,
Good chair.
look at
RNG.
that. It tried to
was.
block me.
So for some
It
reason,
tried so
for
hard.
some reason, when you skip that cutscene, that chair goes flying, and no kidding, it can stop in the doorway and block you, and it's so annoying. So instead of using the axe here to break down these boards, because that takes forever, we're going to go through walls because it's homecoming.
Exactly.
Yep. Gonna do that up in this next room too. This one's a little riskier because it has 2 schisms in it, but I'm just gonna knock them on their backs and... Oh, this one didn't want to go
That
down.
one always has the longest like iframes when you go into the room. And
There we go.
Let's say looking clean. Yep, nice.
See, yes.
Yep.
Now you see the difference between what happened in the elevator earlier and when it goes right there. When it goes right, it's just boom, like a knife through butter.
Oh, also we also have the shotgun now, so we're actually doing a different type of clipping right here. So it's like we call it the quick switch. So you start with the shotgun equipped, and then you immediately like switch into the pistol. And when that happens, it just causes clips to work so quick and like first try. It's insane.
Yeah, it's so much easier than what we used to do too.
And this is the method that Wild has found out, who, you know, casually comes in, hey, I've been doing this for years. You guys should be doing this. We're like, where were you?
And I think when he showed us the videos, he didn't even have a capture card. He just like recorded it on his cell phone camera and showed it to us.
Yep.
So like something like this. The sewers used to be notoriously long. There was a very hard clip method that,
Oh my God.
that I had figured out, and I called it the pinball. And it's right here. But since we can do the shotgun method now, the shotgun method allows you to go through gate-like objects and doors. Doing the back and forth pistol strafe won't let you do that. For some reason, the shotgun quick switch lets you do this. So
Yeah, so that clip that he's mentioning was just to the right of where I clipped through that gate, and there's a valve wheel on the other side. And in this game, if you're not using the shotgun swap method, you can't go through physics objects, typically. So what you would end up doing is you'd get stuck between that and the wall and have to figure out some way to move Alex underneath the valve over to the other side. And it took, no joke, like 4 minutes just for that one clip.
Yep. Let me just tell you, and that was like one of the main reasons a lot of people didn't run All Bosses New Game Plus. That was the hardest clip. Probably, if we didn't have this new method, was probably the hardest clip to do in the game.
Yeah, it was.
Also, shoutouts to the 3-wave enemy gauntlet here that we're just gonna ignore.
Yeah, this whole time we have our childhood friend Elle following us, and we're clipping through all these gates and stuff, and surprisingly, she can follow you. Used to,
Yeah.
you'd have to do this little gauntlet right here, and we would be miles away from Elle. But then, as we start to open the gate for her, she would appear. Thank goodness, though, there are parts where Elle is following you where she can get killed, and if she gets killed, you get a game over. But as long as you do everything pretty quick, it's nothing to worry about.
You know, the funny thing about that too is if you clip through a wall, she'll teleport with you. But if you're just going through normally, she'll take forever to catch up.
Yep, she sure does.
Also here we're supposed to be going down the street and fighting 2 dogs to get to our next spot, but turns out you can just come through here and there's a cutscene trigger on the other side of this chain link fence. So we're just gonna pop ourselves through and hit the trigger just like that. Oh,
Like instantaneously.
just like that. Also, I don't know if anyone's been keeping track, but typically when I get one of these runs into a marathon, I try to donate $10 for every failed clip. I think I've already done that 5 times. So
Maybe.
we're only like halfway through the run, if that.
Oh, we have 2 doors here, by the way, for no reason. For some reason, Konami was like, instead of just having 1 door and showing an opening animation, they'll just have an open door and a closed door because I don't
Also,
know.
that door wasn't even locked. I don't know why I clipped through it.
You did clip through it.
All right, we're about
Okay,
to come up to something really good.
This is one of the coolest parts in All Bosses New Game Plus. He had mentioned it earlier. This whole dungeon is like vertical. So we're going to do a clip that kind of looks like we're out of bounds, but we're still in bounds. It's just that the game doesn't load everything around it. So he's going to be doing this whole next section blind.
Yep. And this is basically like a ladder maze.
Yes. Up, into the void. But no, we're good.
Yep. So you see these little sparks floating around. That's my way of figuring out where I need to go.
So he's
Can't hear anything right now.
looking for a ladder prompt. I don't know if you've gotten it already. I can't tell. There it is.
goes.
Okay.
He
I
just
got
it.
one.
There's like 2 prompts.
So there, I go to the left of the ladder, go forward until I hit the save spot and go down the ladder there. Now I go to the right of this ladder, go straight until I see a little bit of fog pop up in the corner. That tells me that I need to go to the left. And then I got stuck on something there for a second. But now I can go forward a little farther, wait until I get the next little bit of fog, go to the left again and forward, and that is the invisible ladder maze.
And he's actually already done with the dungeon.
Unbelievable.
And now we're actually about to get to the coolest boss fight in the series. And I said series. I think this is the coolest boss in all of Silent Hill. That is just my personal opinion.
This is definitely one of the better designs, especially in Homecoming.
That's another
But
thing.
first-
While we're getting these
Some help?
these dialogue options out of the way, this game gets kicked on for not being like a Team Silent game. This game has a lot of redeeming qualities. It's the enemy and boss design is amazing. The music's amazing. It really does have a lot of redeeming qualities that make it good.
To remind myself.
I agree.
Last
I
Silent Hill
agree.
game with an Akira Yamaoka soundtrack.
Yep.
This game was dangerously close to being like really good, but there's just all these little things that add up that just kind of keep it from being that.
Daddy forgot to bring you a present today.
And this is Doc Fitch, by the way. And you're gonna see meet his daughter, and here's his daughter, big spooky doll.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
It is
So
Scarlet.
you might be wondering why I'm taking this fight really slowly. This is the only boss where you can actually overload her
Yep.
and lock her into a T-pose, which makes her invulnerable for the entire time.
Yep. And what's really annoying is that sometimes she'll recover really quick, and sometimes she'll take forever. So you really want to take this boss fight slowly. This second phase, however, it's just going to be quickly shooting her and doing the QTE before she goes off screen. Because she goes off screen, and the fight gets kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And there's Scarlet.
Yep, that was a good fight.
And that was way. I watched the world record on this before a few hours ago. That fight went way better than the world record because the first phase she kind of
so
got
bad.
stuck and hit him. So that went very well.
Oh, so Starwin, you want to explain the town hall clip coming up? Because I've got a bit of a surprise for you.
Oh, sure. So this is a clip that I had found out thanks to another lab monster, Nanette. They're trying to figure out a way to get through this like maze and skip a cutscene. And I know this. Don't say this is a surprise. I know what you're doing. This is a completely different method. Used to, you would go inside Town Hall, but I think Wildest figured this out. And
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So he's pretty much in the town hall right now, and he's in the maze. And what he's trying to do now, he's trying to find the ladder that you're supposed to climb up to get to the cemetery. And this skips doing everything in the town hall. And doing it this way is a bit quicker than the method that I had originally found out.
Or it would be quicker if I got the clips, but
yeah, he's actually clipping blind, by the way, which is something again you could not do unless. Oh, did you void?
I messed it up. Yep, it's okay. So it turns out if this happens, it looks like it's a soft lock, but if you go to the edge of the fog where it typically turns you around, it just reloads the area.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yep, just like that.
Nice.
Wow, it actually loads the area. It doesn't just make the area appear. It just loads the area. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't this game something else?
Also,
I don't know how the heck they figured out to do these workarounds to stop the game from crashing. But I mean, you can't really say that this game is badly coded because they have a lot of fail-safes in here that you would never expect.
Yeah, what's almost leads you to believe they knew you could do this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So shmumbler is going to go ahead and do the method that was, I guess, the traditional method.
Yeah.
This allows us to skip the cutscene to get the ceremonial dagger, which is honestly it's another unskippable cutscene, and it's pretty lengthy as well.
Oh, the old way right here.
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason the old way there tends to be more cooperative, but it wasn't that time, so we're gonna try to brute force our way in.
At least with this method, you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, so when I went past the tree, you saw me drop down a little bit. That's when I hit right here. And then
You're supposed to do the pistol
when
walk.
I look at the tree, I'm aiming into this little corridor here, which is pushing me inbounds. Thing is, if you go too far like this, it's weird that it's not wanting to push me down here either.
Like, why are you not dropping?
Okay, hang on.
The game's just getting nervous. All right, that's all.
Like,
The
no.
physics system is clamming up a little bit.
Wow, this is okay.
I usually just like center with like right like that, and that usually will do it every single time. There you go.
I have never had that much trouble there.
Yeah, I've never seen the angle that you were doing before. If it works, it works. That's the other thing I would love to explain, is that if you have a method of clipping and it's super consistent for you, do it. Even if the record holder is doing something completely different, if it works for you, do it.
Yeah, let me just throw this out there that probably shouldn't try to replicate the things that I do because I do things very differently from everyone else. There's even a couple clips that I do that save like 3 to 5 seconds here and there, but if you mess them up, you end up losing like 10 seconds. Not really worth it, but I do it just for the hell of it.
So,
I'll actually be doing one of those when we get back into the Shepherd house pretty soon.
so now we are, as you can see, back in the cemetery. This is an area that you didn't see because we decided to pillar climb to get to the hotel. So now we're just doing a little bit backtracking. We're actually heading back to the Shepherd house.
Yeah, with the backtracking, this might be a good donation time, eh?
For
Maybe?
sure.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. We actually have a donation from EBD03 saying, "Great to see Silent Hill back in GDQ and the horror community supporting a great cause. Good luck on the run, shmumbler. Fingers crossed, cooperative walls, and quick kills." As well, I'd like to remind everyone that we still have a bid war going on for the ending choice. UFO is still currently leading by, let's see how much. It is at $839. If you'd like to see any of the other endings, make sure you get your bids in before Shmumbler calls it.
Make sure to vote for UFO. Do it, do it, do it, do it. I'm not being biased. Do it, do it.
If you want to help us get back on track, UFO is the way to go. Because the other endings, I have to do some extra clips that I normally wouldn't have to do. UFO is actually the fastest.
All right, we have $25 from Sage Escort saying, I won't wake up early for anything, but I'm awake for this. Sound Hill runs are the best. Thank you for keeping SGDQ fun, even in uncertain times.
So I
sorry.
do actually want to go ahead and share a story about one of the previous donations. DO3, that's actually my wife. I love her very much, but she's pretty much the person responsible for me actually starting in this. I've wanted to speedrun for a long time. Never really had the motivation to do it, though. We ended up going to AGD this past year. That, I think, was the big deciding factor for me. Also gonna grab a second laser pistol. Why not?
Yeah, the dude.
But my wife actually reached out to our wonderful host here and asked Ecdycis what some recommendations for some good horror speedruns would be. This was one of those recommendations.
Oh, it's
And
X
so
fault.
I picked it up.
It's X fault. Okay, I see how it is.
Yep, so blame Ecdycis.
Real quick, Shmumbler grabbed a second laser pistol. He has 2 now. That's very important for later on. I mean, very important. This game, pretty much, think of it this way. The game likes to read the inventory as numbers. So you have 1 pistol, you have 1 axe, you have, one laser pistol, 1 shotgun. So when you pick up another one, it changed that value to 2. There's going to be a segment later on where we lose all of our weapons again. But since the game just subtracts 1 from your inventory, well, guess what? 2 minus 1 is 1. So we get to keep the laser pistol for that area.
And yes, that is very crucial for the layer. It saves a lot of time.
Yep. Sorry, quick maths. I apologize.
It's all right. I got a math trophy. I'm good with it.
Oh, and right here, Shmumbler's trying to clip through. Actually, what are you doing?
There we go.
He's doing,
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
He does like a little semicircle to drop a little further down in.
Okay, I was like, what?
Usually that's a lot smoother. That was rough. So that's another count for my messed up clips. I think I've actually been doing pretty good, so I think that just adds 1 more.
That would bring
if
you
I'm
to
not
6.
mistaken.
Yeah,
Hey, more money.
Yeah, for a good cause.
absolutely.
And this is a part where I could very well be doing some more.
I'm gonna shout you out real quick, Shmumbler, for this part. I've always been a big fan of your menuing in this area. It's always like quick and clean, and I don't know how many times I've had runs in any % New Game Plus where I've just completely ruined a run by putting the wrong mask on right here.
So that time, not so clean because I tried to use the inventory.
You just had
when
to
in fact,
jinx
this
it.
is the one point where you can't.
So
So thanks for shouting me out while I fail it.
Commentator's curse. I apologize.
Starwin did that on purpose. That was a sabotage.
Yeah,
Well done, Starwin.
I come from the fighting game community, and everyone knows about the commentator's curse.
That's
So,
right.
I just
the
kinda passed that
FGC,
on.
we know it. Yeah.
I apologize.
That clip right there through the door is pretty important because if you go the regular way, one of those schism enemies spawns there and you have to shoot it out of the doorway. And one of the weird things about Silent Hill Homecoming is that when you kill an enemy, their collision box temporarily expands to like 150% for a few moments, and that can be crazy if they die in that doorway.
So you mentioned that. I'm actually one of the few people that doesn't kill that schism. Even when I do go that way, I just hit it in the head and knock it away from the door.
push it
because
away.
For some reason, if you hit it before it reaches the doorway, its AI freaks out and it just keeps trying to go into that door even with the door closed.
Another thing I didn't know.
I didn't know that either because I always just kill it.
Yeah, so that clip actually doesn't save any time, but I hate dealing with
It just makes it a little more consistent, so you don't have to deal with that monster. Because if you run into the if it dies in the doorway, you got to wait a few seconds for the collision box to disappear because it expands.
So many clips.
There's a nice little pop through the floor
Yeah,
there.
there's so many good clips in the Nightmare Shepherd house. There's going to be a couple in the very last area. At least, are you going to go for the second one that I'm talking about after you do the knife puzzle?
Down in the
yeah, after the
basement.
knife puzzle.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I always have trouble doing that. It's like
I do too, but I do it anyway.
that's the beauty. Like you just want to do all the hard stuff.
I just want
Yep.
I just want to
So-
I just want to say I practiced it for the first time tonight and I got it pretty quick. Okay, I just want to say that. Yeah. All right.
So the clip that they're talking about, down in the basement, there's a corridor that you have to go down and back before you get to the stairs, and you can actually clip through the wall there, which saves about 3 to 5 seconds, but it's really hard to get clean. It's one of those times where there's like 2 different walls, so you have to have very specific equipment.
And there's pipes, annoying pipe. So
Do that in just a few
shout outs to the omelet. Hello omelet, how you doing? That bright orange area is known as the omelet. That's an OG terminology.
So those bright light sources like that, fun fact that I learned the hard way, if you get a bad clip, you end up completely out of bounds. If you look at those lights, the game will crash.
Excuse
Maybe not
me.
immediately, but it will eventually.
Oh man.
This is the clip that we were talking about.
This is the clip that Enigma did first try.
Yeah, I did it a few hours ago for the first time.
Hey, so did
Look at that.
Hey.
See? There you go. See? It's
gonna go
almost
do
like
it.
the
I'm-
clips are on a calendar that knew what day it was, so it worked for all of us. Then
Nope, I'm gonna
tomorrow
go-
it'll work for nobody.
But no, I'll go do it right now, and it will
You
not
do it.
work
Okay,
for
when
me.
you do it.
Has to be right.
I'm telling you, I'll go do it, and I'll be so bad at it. Sadly, here's another unskippable cutscene, and for some reason doesn't like to load the costume.
Yeah, this game's
Yeah,
really
so
really bizarre about that.
I don't understand this one either, because this is followed by 3 cutscenes that are skippable.
Yep.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. And this game has a weird little glitch where if you hit start right before the cutscene starts, it glitches out. So you're stuck in the cutscene, and if you try to skip it, it just fades out, then fades back in, and you have to watch the whole thing. So you have to be very careful not to try to skip the cutscene before it starts, or you're going to get stuck in cutscene heck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, this is probably a fantastic time for donations. This could be cutscene skips and a bunch of just walking.
Yep.
Sounds good. We have $10 from Oh My Queen, saying,
Hey.
"In my restless dreams, I see that runner, shmumbler.
Oh boy.
You promised me you would stop clipping, but you never did. Good luck, my friend. And a huge hug to Ecdycis, Starwin, and Enigma. You guys are the best. Shout out to the wholesome Silent Hill community, and much love from the Devil's Pit."
Well, shout outs to you, Queen. Queen is the former record holder for Downpour.
Former, because I stole it from
And hey,
sorry.
she stole it from me. I had Downpour for about 8 months, and then Queen showed up and was like, "I want it." And now Schmumbler's
Well, then
like,
you stole it from me.
Hey, Dad, don't tell anybody about that. It doesn't matter. That's old news, Starwin. All right,
I don't want to play that game.
dude. The other night,
you don't.
I did 2 runs on a sidetrack, but the second one, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got down to 237 in second run.
Wheeler,
What the heck's
Wheeler,
going
are
on?"
you
Didn't touch
there?
that again. I
Wheeler,
don't want to get
come in.
stuck in that portal.
Oh man, we probably have enough time for what, like 2 more?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
walking.
All right,
There's gonna
sounds
be no
good.
loading screen.
We have $10 from The Nust, saying, "Look at this super reliable way of clipping this. I screwed it up, lol. Hashtag bad dreams." We have $50 from Spud W, saying, "Hi from Japan. First time donator to GDQ. Thanks for entertainment and the cause. Good luck, players."
Okay, so, oh, that should not be a gold split, but that's okay.
Hey, take those.
Welcome
Yes.
to the prison.
We're
So
in prison, yeah.
with all the cutscenes we just skipped, Wheeler actually got captured. So we're here to rescue Wheeler, but sadly we're not going to see him at all.
This is
Also, this gate is fun, messing it up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, there's a lever right here that opens the gate. but really clipping through the door is faster.
That's another one of those clips where usually you can get it immediately, and then it could also keep you for 3 minutes. It's just, there's no rhyme or reason to it. So if it gives you any resistance, just go pull the lever and just move on. Just like that.
Yep, so this is going to be another blind section.
I love the prison so much.
Yeah, like Starwin said, we kind of just ignore Wheeler and leave him in his cell. And this is the way that you're supposed to go, just later.
Hey.
And we're actually coming up on the first decision, so we're gonna need to go ahead and cut off the paying incentive.
All right, would you like me to read the winner?
Yes, please.
Do it.
All right.
Should have said no. Be like, no, don't.
No. In a stunning upset, UFO Ending is won with $839.
I got worried. I was like, wait, did
What a
somebody-
shock.
Did
So
somebody just
when
drop
you
a
when you say stunning upset, what was second place?
Good Ending with $140.
Oh, that was such an upset. Good job, guys.
Just
I'm
by
so
a little
proud of
bit.
you.
But we'll be seeing the UFO Ending. I think this was actually one of the fan favorites, was it not?
Yes. Also,
But yeah,
great prison.
Yeah, it was
Great
fantastic.
prison.
Like, we didn't even get time to talk about it. Like, you pretty much have to walk in a void, but if you walk him into a specific area, it just randomly renders the area back in. So, but that
Yep.
was so fast we couldn't even talk about it.
The way that works is when you're walking backwards with the gun there and you go into the very edge of the tunnel you're walking on top of, it pushes you down into the tunnel a little bit, and the load-in trigger is being inside that tunnel. So if you don't do that, then you have to kind of trigger the cutscene completely blindly, and I've always been terrible at that. Starwin is really good at that. I could never do it.
Man, it was Enigma figured out a way, and I copied Enigma, and then I was getting good at it, and then Enigma was having problems, and then I have problems, and now I just don't know. I don't know anymore.
That's just the way it goes.
So, fun fact, you can clip out here and completely skip the asphyxia boss fight.
Oh, I know.
But this being all bosses, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, you can. This is some of the most recent tech that has come out for the game, and man, just being able to skip another boss fight is really useful in 80%.
It's funny though, because it's actually not even faster than just fighting and getting the quick kill. It's faster for the standard new game where you don't have the laser pistol, but it's exactly the same down to the second.
And speaking of asphyxia, here's asphyxia.
I'm gonna try to get the quick kill.
Just want to mention that this game came out before the Human Centipede movie did, so inevitably somebody mentions it. But this game came out before the Human Centipede.
Yes, that is.
That was pretty fast, but that was not the quick kill. If you get lucky, you can just unlock her right out the gate and go straight into the kill quick time event.
One of my favorite things about that boss is, her name's Asphyxia, and during the cutscene after you kill her, Alex is actually removing her hands from her mouth, forcing her to breathe, and that's what inevitably kills her is oxygen.
Yeah.
It's like really cool, man.
Yeah, this game's got really strong boss design. Really good. So we're in the.
This is also going to be a really fun part.
Yeah, we're in almost the last little area of the game where it's like the church and the lair. So it's a lot of stuff that gets skipped here. Because me and Starwin, we remember the old way.
So many revisions.
We remember the old way of this one.
So Sam had donated earlier talking about the OG pillar climb in this area, the original way of doing this. You don't want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't do the 3 clips anymore because there's a more consistent. That's right. There's a more consistent method now. We knew that we could go through this organ right here to get to the end of the church, but it was always so finicky. And I recently shmumbler had figured out a more consistent method of getting through here.
This may be perfect. First try, nailed it.
Wow,
oh, man.
dude.
That one can be finicky too. Perfect.
But I failed the easy one.
It's all right.
That's just how it is.
All right.
So that skips the whole church. There is a part in here where we actually talk with Alex's dad, and we have the option of forgiving him or not forgiving him. And since we completely skip it, it automatically chooses that you don't forgive him. Not sure why it does that. It just does. So that's the church. That's a pretty. It's a lengthy dungeon, but it's still pretty long if you do it casually.
It takes a long time if you do it. Yeah, if you do it the normal way, and that's another thing. Like this game takes a long time if you just play it casually. It is one of the longer games. This one, Fort and Downpour, very long games casually.
And we are actually in the final dungeon.
Yep.
I had mentioned earlier about. Oh, actually, I'm gonna let this cutscene roll. I'm not gonna talk.
Oh yeah, this is very iconic. Oh.
Also, I don't know why, but that intro section has been like fast forwarding for me lately. Really weird.
Judge Holloway is not a very good dentist. Well, at least she's going for the mouth now, but I think Alex needs to show her exactly where. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Best line in the game. There we go.
Sorry, my throat was.
So, as I was mentioning earlier about the dupe pistol and everything being subtracted, -1, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? We have a pistol now. We still have.
Thanks for saying that, because I was going to go grab the pistol.
And.
Oh, that pushed me up. That's okay.
No, that's good.
That still gets me through.
That is a pillar. What's funny, he got a pillar climb when there was no pillar. It's this game's fun.
This game just is it's full of stuff. All right, so here's the new thing.
Fun fact. Oh, I didn't get it. So I've actually figured out that if you hold down the camera there and walk forward, when you flip in, it'll just shove you right to the top of the pillar right away.
So you found a consistent pillar climb, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
I'm happy. When I inevitably come back to this game, I'm going to be very happy.
This game seems to change like every month or two lately.
Oh, every week.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
So we're going to do a bunch of series of clips right here. And then we have one more clip right here, which is going to trigger a cutscene. The main reason we have to do this clip right here is if we need to get to Wheeler, and in order to get to Wheeler, you have to break some glass, but that glass doesn't load because we do a bunch of clips.
Yeah. So actually, you can just flip through this door and not even bother with Wheeler. But since we want the UFO ending, we do have to save him.
Yes. And we are actually coming up to what was notoriously the hardest clip in the game, but since the homie Wildest came and was like, hey guys, this is how I do it, we're just gonna skip a 1:30 puzzle and just immediately go to the final boss.
Yep. So going into the final boss, this is a really easy one. Just 1, 2, phase 2, 1, 2, done. So gonna go ahead and start mentioning we have a really good community for the Silent Hill speedruns. You can find that by going to speedrun.com/SHH for Homecoming, or you can go to any of the other Silent Hill speedrun pages. It'll have a link to the Discord there. Reach out to us. We're all really chill. Also, I just recently finished.
And
there's time.
Time, yeah.
But I just recently completed a tutorial for Any % New Game Plus, featuring all of the new tech that we've discovered in the past several months. I haven't done an all bosses tutorial yet, but I'm planning on making one. Other than that, thank you so much to Enigma, Starwin for joining me on this run.
Also, your time was 59 flat.
59 even. So even with all that nonsense earlier, that was still underestimate. So, bingo.
That was by far the worst run I've had in a long time.
Hey, welcome to GDQ.
But it's okay. It was fun.
This is why you give those hefty estimates, just to just in case, especially for this game.
Yes, especially for any prospective GDQ runners out there. Make your estimates very generous, because you never know what'll happen.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that this game just, it's wild. Every time I have played this game, something new comes up that I've never seen before.
It's true.
And usually it's a bad thing, but it keeps you on your toes. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm excited for? This UFO ending that's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
This is the gold combination. Besides like getting the worst ending in the game or the bad ending, this is great. UFO ending, bogeyman helmet. This is beautiful. This is such a beautiful ending.
Yes,
We'll
it
just-
is.
We'll let it speak for itself. Look at that man right there. Just, oh man, as his helmet clips into his body. Also, earlier you saw Alex get pierced in the leg and run with no problems. All of a sudden, his leg hurts. Also, he's grabbing the wrong leg. Fun fact.
You're right. I never noticed
He
that.
got drilled in the left leg, not the right. Hey, it's Elle, that girl you never saw.
Yeah, first time we've seen L.
Wee. Pyramid Head is gone. Goodbye, friend.
I knew it!
Wheeler, known in the actual lore of the game, is a conspiracy theorist. So he's always believed that aliens were the problem. And it looks like he was right.
All right, so that is Silent Hill Homecoming. Thank you all so much for letting me show this off here. This is by far my favorite category for this game. Please, if anybody wants to run this game, reach out to us on Discord. I would be happy to show anyone
Yes, we have
this game and how to run it.
we have
All
a
around,
Silent
yes,
Hill
sir.
speedrunning Discord. Come on in. Like it
Yes,
is,
please do.
It's one of the most inviting speedrunning Discords. It's incredible. I always talk about it every time we're on one of these. Come on and join it. And Homecoming is a game that is robust with new folks because the strategies get a little bit more streamlined. So come on in.
Yep, but that said, I know we're a little behind schedule, so I'll let you guys go ahead and take it away.
Bye, everybody.
Alright, everyone, what a homecoming run. It's always fun to watch Pyramid Head glitch through all the walls in that one. We're going to be running a quick Twitch ad, but before that, to say thank you for having me, we'll be sending it on over to AnEternalEnigma for the next hosting block.
Well done. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2020 online. I am your host that just moved over from the digital couch to the digital hosting desk. I am an Eternal Enigma. We are here. We're getting ready for our next run. And while we're getting ready for that, we have a few more Silent Hill Homecoming donations. And again, amazing job by Shmumbler with the All Bosses run on Silent Hill Homecoming. Just a fantastic, fantastic job. It was a pleasure to be on the couch, and it is a pleasure to be here with you for these next 2 runs, reading these donations. We had no message on this one. We had a $100 donation from Tigleton. Thank you very much for the $100. And we had a $25 donation from Corn Goddess, who said, always thrilled to see a Silent Hill game on the GDQ list. My home away from home. You are all doing a great job of commentating and running. Can I get your best item pickup noise? We'll donate again if you tell my husband to cosplay as Pyramid Head, so this nurse has a partner in Spook. Donation goes to Text Choice. All right, let me give it a shot here. There we go. Gotcha. All right, as far as I know, we have an interview coming up here with our Quest 64 runner, Bingchang. It's going to be Keizaron doing the interview, and I think we're ready for that, are we? Okay. All right, we'll be getting to that in just a moment. We have a few more Silent Hill donations that came through, including this one, a $50 donation from Silent Hill Romeo coming, who says, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the sun, and I have been up all night watching SGDQ. I agree. Me as well. While we're getting set up for this interview as well, just want to remind you that Summer Games Done Quick 2020 online is brought to you to benefit Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, or Médecins Sans Frontières, is an international medical humanitarian aid organization that works in over 70 countries around the world, providing life-saving medical humanitarian care and speaking out about what they see in those areas. Their work aids people based solely on need, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. MSF is committed to safeguarding their patients' right to autonomy, confidentiality, and informed consent. 90% of their staff is national, meaning they live locally and are from the country that they work in. MSF relies mainly on the generosity of individual donors, with over 90% of MSF's income coming from private donors giving small amounts. All right, and we are now ready for that interview. We have our Quest 64 runner, Bingchang, being interviewed by Keizaron. Take it away.
What's up, SGDQ 2020? It's Keizaron here, and I'm joined by the Quest 64 runner, Bingchang. How are you doing this morning? It's pretty late, early. I don't even know anymore. Time's a construct.
I'm dying.
But I'm really curious. What's the origin of your name? That's not really not a common kind of combination of words here.
So when I was a child, I was a fan of Alvin and the Chipmunk, and there is a song called The Witch Doctor, where the chorus is ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla walla bing bang. Well, I thought it said walla walla bing chang, and every time, obviously, I think I was like 4. So anytime my parents would be talking in another room, I'd run in and be like, did you say Bing Chang? So I like to keep that spirit alive.
That's adorable. And what better way to honor that than to just make it the username that you're known by on Twitch? So Quest 64. Can't really say it's the most popular game there is. Definitely remember when I was a kid, if I went to Blockbuster to rent games, it was a game that I never saw taken. So with that in mind, what actually got you into playing it and considering speedrunning it?
My family actually had the game, and as I think it came out in 98, I would have been 8 years old. I was just a dumb kid. I don't think I ever got past the second dungeon on my own, and I remember rediscovering the game in college and just playing through it on my own, and then kind of a couple years later discovering GDQ and watching Kirk Q and Peaches do runs of it, and just kind of sparking my interest in I'm not a huge glitchless fan for this game, but around 2015 glitches were found, and I'll get into that more during the run, but that really like reignited my desire to play and run the game.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. And it has been in GDQ before, so can you kind of give us like a little bit of a teaser? What's different between then and now? I know you mentioned glitches.
There's two big things. During the GDQ run in 2013, it was on JP, which is a more polished version of this one. And the other side of that is about 1,000 glitches have been found that have really, really broken the game apart. And I'll talk about them during the run specifically.
Well, I do know that you mentioned one glitch, and I'd be remiss not to mention it because it's a pretty simple name, and I'm sure that if it happens, it'll be pretty cool. But you did mention something called Death Dupe
It
glitch.
is the basis for the entire run nowadays. About 4.5 minutes into the run, we're going to try to do... well, it's called Death Dupe. It's going to be just bonkers if it happens. It's probably like a 99% chance that it won't happen because it's all RNG in terms of getting all the stuff we need to happen in a particular manner. But if it does happen, it will blow your mind.
I'm hoping it happens because it'll give me an excuse to pull it as a clip for the nightly recaps we've been having, and I'd love to bring more light to this game. Now, you have also mentioned that there's JP, and you're running on US. So is there any significant difference between the two that you can shed light upon before the run?
There's in-game differences in terms of just how the game functions. They fixed up a lot of little stuff in the JP version. Obviously, it's in JP as well, but they polished what is the US version. But then there's two big things that are different, specifically cloning or death dupe, and then also something I'll talk about called agility glitch. They're a lot easier and better in the US version, making the run just a bit faster.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then it looks like we'll be ready to throw to the run itself.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 elements in this game. Outside of a speed run perspective, do you have a personal favorite?
I mean, I like being overpowered when I play games. So even though Earth is going to be... You know what? I'll probably go with water, just because the healing is so useful in this game.
All right, fair enough.
I have one question for you, Keys.
You want to bring up?
I have a bunch of Quest 64 cards.
Okay.
4 of them, in fact. I'm holding 3. Let me grab the last one.
All right.
They all have different names.
Okay.
There is 09,
All
which
right.
is named Jackie Chan. This is the card I used the back of so I could play L-Tail Monsters, the JP version. And it's actually a very nice card. It usually, if I execute well, the runs go well. There is 07, GLaDOS. This card plays with my heart. Obviously, 07's the year Portal came out. That one likes to let you have a run and then just torment you along the way. There is 19, which we call Scream. Recently, there is a new glitch that I discovered that has happened exactly one time, and I doubt will ever happen again, where I tried to do a death dupe, and there was an awful noise for about 4 minutes. So that was fun. And then the last card called $11 Steven. He's mean. This card is really mean.
Ah, man. See, my name's Steven, so you tempted me with a name, but then you said it was mean. I think I'm going to have to go with,
Yes.
I think you said it was 09, Jackie Chan. Yeah, let's go with that. That way we can have a really good marathon run for you. But thanks so much for taking the time out of your morning.
Yes.
Morning, right? Yeah. Out of your morning to be a part of this interview. And it looks like we're ready to actually go ahead and throw over to Plastic Rainbow, who's going to be doing Alone in the Dark.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot, everyone.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Plastic Rainbow, and this is probably the last game for the horror vlog. And we have a sudden huge dip in the number of polygons in these video games. But yeah, I think many people already heard about this game. This is a really classic survival horror game, but